Welcome to Financial Tip Tuesdays. This is our first one ever. Today we're going to cover financial statements, what they are, what they do, and some very important ones as business owners to look at and to understand. And real quick, just to jump into it, the three main ones I'm going to talk about today are the balance sheet, the income statement, and the cash flow statement. Balance sheet is just a quick snapshot in time of what your business is doing. It tracks your assets, your liabilities, and your equity. Your assets can be the items such as cash, fixed assets like equipment, trucks, trailers, whatever equipment that you have as a business, and also receivables and stuff like that. Liabilities are obviously the loans that you owe, as well as payables, expenses that are coming up in the future. And equity is made up of the members' capital accounts and other things like that. The income statement is what business owners generally tend to understand the most, and that is it pulls in your revenues from the business operations. It takes out the operational expenses and it leaves you with a net income. And the income statement and the balance sheet work together. By the income statement flows down to a net income number, and that net income rolls into what's called retained earnings, which is a balance sheet item on in the equity section of the balance sheet. And this account kind of tracks the income statement year over year in the business. Cash flow statement is a statement that I lean on heavily as I go and build budgets for people. The cash flow statement is built off the balance sheet and the income statement, and it helps us understand where the cash is going in the business, and where it's coming from, where it's going. And it's broken out into operating, investing, and financing portions of the cash flow, and it really helps us get a good grip on understanding the cash situation of the company, and like I said earlier, building budgets. So these are just a few quick tips and tricks on what financial statements are. As we get into it in the next few weeks, we'll talk more about the income statement more specifically and what you can and cannot write off. That's what we'll cover next week. And dive into some examples of some expenses that people might think they could write off, but they really can't. And they actually tend to go somewhere else on the financial statements, usually on the balance sheet. And so, yeah, we'll dive in. We'll talk more about that as we get moving. If you guys have any questions, please reach out. My email is steven@slgadvising.com. Check out my website, www.slgadvising.com. I'd love to hear your questions and your feedback on this video and some other things that you guys would like to hear as we move into the future. Thanks, guys. Peace.